Oh man. Uh, my fault, y'all. Hold on, I'm getting ready. Brushing my teeth. Bro, they gonna hit the target and dump it before a market open. That's so lame. All right, 1 second, y'all. Give me like 5 minutes. Give me 5. Hold on, let me get this link real quick. Stream URL. All right. Yeah, I'm just getting all my stuff set up, so y'all give me bear with me. Oh man. What a waste of a swing. Jeez. I got it 60 degrees in my crib. We're freezing. All right. Music is good. I'm just checking all the audio. I gotta set my camera up. Woo. Alright. Gotta plug my phone up real quick, make sure I got some juice. Juice. These damn cords. There we go. Seem about to be big as shit, huh? Oh, it's a show up so big. There you go. Woo, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know who it is, your boy. Just get everything set up. Make sure we're all good to go. We're good to go. It was good, was goody, was giddy. It's so crazy. Whenever I try to live stream, everything just starts doing that weird lag. Don't need this. Don't need this either. Yeah, of course they started dumping everything it open. That's pretty crazy. All right, hold on. Trying to make sure everything's all good, adjusted. All right, everybody's waiting for the SPACEX IPO. Nvidia selling off too. SPACEX. Space exploration. That's gonna be crazy, man. I'm excited to see what this does. Oh yeah, this is a waste of a gap up. I mean, we did hit the target though, so that's the only thing. That's why sometimes I'm like, man, it's hard to really do it, swing stuff in certain areas. Cause it's like, well, if we get the move before open, they could hit the target and go ahead and activate them sellers, But yeah, I think I broke the lenses on these. Oh, there we go. There we go. I can see. He can see. He can fly. Yeah. Today's gonna be pretty simple, man. Normally is. The fuck is this? Lame. $5 drop. Lame. Yeah, so you see where the bounds are, right? Anywhere basically above really the 735 to 737, right? I don't want to see SPY go below that. If it does, not buying it. No calls whatsoever, right? Because remember, we talked about bear traps. We talked about bull traps. My fault. Bull traps are the same as bear traps, right? You take out one of these swings, right? Take out one of these little swing areas, convince everybody it's bullish, and then they smack that shit again. So we still definitely can come down a lot more, right? So I know we all, we want to go up all the time, especially me. But it's just not the case, unfortunately. They're not even going to show us the SPACEX. You got no pre-market candles, gang? Can't see nothing? That's messed up. There's no data. What? It's the right one, too. SPCX, SPACEX. Probably about to make some tea. Make some tea. We'll let this figure out. Y'all know the dude. Drop any tickets y'all got. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and the 5, right? So we are up here at the 20. It took us a while to finally come tap the 20. We did tap it, and then we rejected, went lower. Rejected the 5, went lower. Reclaimed the 5. Now we just got to see, do they chop us today? Remember, if you go back and look at all the Fridays. Well, not all the Fridays, but a bunch of the Fridays. A bunch of the Fridays are already, cooked. A bunch of the Fridays are like, yeah, nah. And you can tell too, because if you go look at, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Let me do this real quick. Let me move this over here. It's my bottom screen. There you go, so I can see everything. There you go. But yeah. If you go look at how do I pause? I don't need this to stream for myself. There we go. I'm like, bro, I do not need this to do this. There we go. Yeah, let's go look back at all the other Fridays. All right. I hate when my shit lags. Friday. Right there. Look. The only Friday that we got actual price action was last Friday. You go back to the Friday before that. Chop. Look, let's go to the Friday before that again. Chop. You go to the Friday before that. Chop some more. Friday before that, let's see. Chop, right? We've had fucking chop every single Friday for the past 7 weeks, bro. It's almost annoying. Like, you can almost expect it. Look, one move, chop. This one, you got one move, chop. Like, man, yeah. So I don't really like Fridays as of now, especially with all this weird price action they got going on. Especially, man, now they got the PDT rules changed. Yeah, no, this is gonna be odd to see. But like I said, anything's possible, of course. We can finally get. That's why I said last Friday I was expecting chop. I'm like, whatever, bro, chop. And then we got the one move, and then we got two moves, and that kept going. I was like, oh snap, okay. Excuse me then. But yeah, y'all know the vibes, man. Drop some tickers real quick. Drop some tickers in here. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna make some tea. So yeah, move this out of the way so y'all don't see all my background stuff. But yeah, drop some tickers in here real quick in the chat. Comment section. Drop some tickers. We'll go look at them. Do a little pre-market prep. We got 25 minutes in the market open. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. I've been super sick, so I gotta drink my tea, man. Make sure I'm straight. Make sure I'm, All right, there we go. So we're starting to get a little pop off of the 737. Yeah, see. So this is basically what I was saying. 737. This is the area you don't really want it to lose. The 5-day and this. So anywhere in between here and here, I'm okay with. All right. We can dip in the morning. Do whatever, but I just need this to hold so we can push back up. But this is nuts. We ain't even touched the 20. So this would be our goal for today, right? The 20 SMA, we can just touch that. Just give me a little touch, man. We ain't even gotta reclaim it. But yeah, a dip, give me something like that. That would be a beautiful day. Now, will we get that? Lord knows. Lord knows. All right, this is my tea. Alrighty. Got me a little tea. Ooh wee. Y'all don't want me to go over no tickers? Y'all in here extra quiet today. Y'all here on mouse mode. Yeah, what's good, coach? What's poppin', Birdie? What it do, fam? Sound's working. Apple, there we go. I'm like, y'all gotta give me something. Yeah, hold on, let me make sure stream's all good. Happy Friday, man. This is we're gonna have a quick, easy day. Ain't nothing too crazy. Test the audio real quick. Check. Happy Friday, man. Oh yeah, there we go. It works. Y'all in here just quiet for no reason. Let me plug this in the charger. I had my parlays hit last night. It was beautiful. That's funny. I think I actually just closed my Apple chart. Rebound. Let's go. Love to see it. What if this is the dip and they're like, nah, got him. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All right, Apple. Let's do Apple. All right. Looks like we already had a little Apple chart going. All right, yeah, so for Apple, we're kind of in the same spot as SPY. Basically, we're trying to see if this is all one big bear trap, right? This could just all be one big bear trap. Like, everything just could be, everybody, they could be using everybody as liquidity. Just be like, psych, gotcha. But, you know, let's go ahead and break it down and get into some levels. Yeah, I don't really trade Apple as much as I used to. Especially once we started just pushing all-time highs, I was kind of like, all right, cool. I caught all-time highs, and I was like, all right, I'm going to let y'all have it. Alrighty. Alright. That's where we are now. Alright, so this is that area where I'm talking about it could just be, you know, a trap. You know, just because sometimes we pull back aggressively, it doesn't mean like, you know, it's all over. It doesn't mean anything like that. You know, we could just have honestly, these are the type of pullbacks I do prefer, right? You know, we're going up. You need this, remember? We're going up. You need this, right? You need these things in order to, you know, continue to go higher. So, I mean, as far as we know, right, a higher high has been set. So if they want to set a higher low, they really can set a higher low anywhere in here, right? Really anywhere in this zone, right? But like I said, you know, we'll see. Hopefully they don't chop us today. Hopefully they kind of give us something, you know. But basically what you would want to see is basically get back above this swing over here, right? Because we've trapped all the shorts, right? We trapped everybody down here. Tried to go lower for 3 days. Oh, got a pop. So if we get back over and we do squeeze today, we don't want to see them set a higher low, right? You want to see them set this as a higher high, obviously not a full higher high. This would be the main higher high, but you know, just a higher high from over here, right? High, and then you want to, you know, the low, maybe set a low up here. You know what I'm saying? Basically the same thing as SPY. So yeah, it's kind of in that same weird spot as SPY. It has this weird range. This one's between 295 and 300, right? So we'll basically see how Apple opens up. I want to see if the SPACEX stuff really does anything to the market, you know? Like, is it really going to affect this, or is it just going to be like a major disappointment, you know? But yeah, so definitely watch this, right? We're in that zone. Remember, that's how you identify bear traps, right? You go up, they go up, and then when they come back, they usually take out one of the swing highs, one of the swing lows. They scare everybody, and then they're like, psych, we got you, right? So it always feels real. That's why yesterday I kept saying, hey, I'm not shorting this. I'm not shorting this. We've been in an inside candle for 3 days, and it won't go lower? Nah, I'm not shorting that. At support? No way. We're not shorting that, right? We're not shorting that. The game plan was never to short this yesterday. It was only to buy. Right, only time I went short was obviously over the sweep of the pre-market high. It's the first trade of the day, because I swung those calls. Right, we sold them, you know, as soon as we hit our level, and then I think it was like 15 minutes in. Yeah, that second 15 minute. Once we got this sweep, right back down to pre-market low, and then I sold. So this is only a one candle. Bought calls here again. I bought calls here. I tried puts. I think it was either this candle or this candle, and then I just got major calls off that double bottom, and then literally I was mid mentor, and then I'm like, yeah, you know, this is how ranges rotate back up to the upside, and then it just we was in there like, wait, hold on. I said, hold on, pause class, hold on. I said, we paid. What was it? Roblox. RBLX. Roblox. Damn, everything getting smacked. Oh my goodness. God. What the hell happened to Roblox? Damn. Let me see. Alright. We got a nice little, solid little long-term downtrend going on over here. Jeez Louise. Alright, so it do look like it's finally breaking out, right? Breaking out of this downward channel. So basically what you want to look for is obviously the traps, because they're, you know, this is a very, very bearish market, right? It's been bearish for a long time. You do have this gap above, so this would be your first real obstacle, I guess you could say. You do have like a little double bottom on the daily. All right, so basically you just want to see this take out, what is this? Tuesday's high, right? You want to see this take out Tuesday's high, hold it, push back up into these main highs around 48.50-ish, right? And then you have this huge gap. But because this is a bearish gap, you got to be careful, going into this bearish gap, because at any point it could reject the gap. It might do a half fill and reject the gap, right? And then it might do a full fill and reject the gap. Or like it just might just go, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely might need a little catalyst for that, for it to just break through the gap like nothing happened, So yeah, definitely watch that 52 level. This is. Are you looking for Are y'all in a specific position? If you're in a specific position, you can just tell me like, hey, how do you feel about calls on this or puts on this? Then I can give you a better, observation. But for either side, like I said, you're still in a very, very strong, aggressive downtrend. So remember, there's sellers all above you. It's kind of like if we were in a bull market, right? Remember, in a bull market, there's buyers waiting to catch it at a discount. Same thing kind of over here, but it's on the flip. So there's sellers waiting to sell this thing at a discount. So be careful of this gap. Good morning. But like I said, this is a gap, but you still got to get above this first. Get above that was this Tuesday's high? Yeah. So it'll be your first obstacle is getting above this. You can't get above that, then all this is just a trap, and then it'll probably just keep going lower. So yeah, be careful with that. Any plan for 760 calls today? Just hold them. Yeah, no, those are for next Friday. Besides, we already hit 100. Not 100, but we hit what? Oh, my phone's on the charger. I'll get it before we start. But we already hit what, 98% on those calls yesterday. That was nuts, bro. I don't know why my trading view has been so slow for like 3 days. I don't know what's going on. Wi-Fi is good. Everything's This is nuts. But it only does it for like select charts. That's so weird. Yeah, give me some other. Can we chart SoFi? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, but see, look, this is what I was looking for. This is what I charted. What was this? Two days ago? 2 days ago, I told everybody. I said, look, I know we just sold off. It looks disgusting. I'm still bullish and I'm buying calls. I'm only buying calls. I'm not buying puts. Everybody thought I'm crazy. Boys still trying to buy puts down here. They're still trying to short it. I'm like, nope, not financial advice, of course, but don't do that. Don't do that. We've seen this play out a million times. I'll get to SoFi real quick. Let me go over this. I've seen this play out a million times, right? Look, this same short opportunity over here is this same short opportunity right here. It's the same thing, just different time frames, right? You had the major dump, and you had some bullshit. Dumped again, keeps chopping. Dump, you know what I'm saying? It has this weird price action that everybody's frustrated about. And then when everybody's trying to short it again, you get a Trump candle, right? Next day, that's the same thing. Chop, Trump candle. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen this price action. That's why I keep saying downside is limited. If we were gonna truly sell off, then we would just sell off, right? We would just sell off. We would pull one of these, right? Simple. Break down, retest, break down, retest, break, right? If we were just gonna sell off, like if it was just a bear market or we're just so overly bearish, we would just sell, right? But for some reason, we just cannot break below, right? Even if you went back and looked at Friday's low, right? Every single candle attempted to get back in Friday's low, right? And we still couldn't go lower, right? We went low over here overnight, but that don't really count, right? Look, Friday's low. Monday we were already inside the candle. Tuesday we dumped, got right back inside the candle. Wednesday we opened up, tried to get back inside the candle, and then yesterday right back inside the candle. You know what I'm saying? So if we're just gonna stay inside this Friday's candle, we're not gonna go lower. You know what I'm saying? If we're not gonna dump it, then it's not gonna go lower. So when it comes to SPY, all you really need to do, obviously watch your overhead 20-day SMA, right? We finally broke below it, but this will be our first real test. Or no, our second real test, I guess. Yeah, so we got the breakdown, retest, open. Okay, yeah, so this would be pretty decent. But yeah, that's why I said that's why when we're down here, I'm like, hey, if we break, what did I say yesterday? I said if we break 730, I'm gonna buy next week's calls, right? And then by the time I buy next week's calls, we already banking on them, you know what I'm saying? So those already did well over, 94, 95%? Let me see if I still got it pulled up. Pull it up in the chat. Yeah, we got almost 500% on the zero DTs. That was pretty fun. That's crazy. I was literally mid explanation. I'm like, guys, look, this is how you trade chop. You know, you don't try to buy every single candle. You just wait. You let it you let it range out, right? If you have a range and it's a very tight range, don't try to trade this, right? You just trade with the traps. You expect the traps. If it's not breaking out, remember, we've seen this play out a bunch of times. Doesn't play out to the upside, wait for the break under, short it to the downside. Doesn't break to the downside, pop it back to the upside, right? We did this 3 times. 3 wash, rinse, repeat plays, back to back to back. Very simple plays, right? But you just got to be patient with it. And then down here, we bought calls yet again. And then thankfully we got the Trump candle, popped us right back over to 5. And now here we are. So, game plan always comes in handy. SoFi, my fault, SoFi. Yeah, and then we'll look at this SPACEX at open whenever this shit opens up. Yeah, SoFi's in a weird spot as well, kind of like Yeah, SoFi's in a weird spot too, kind of like Amazon. Yeah, this is in a weird spot because realistically, you really wanted to see them go over here. It would have been a lot better if they just went here. Now I'm kind of hesitant because we do have a high, we do have a lower high. You know what I'm saying? You can use it as a lower high, but anywhere in here they could set a lower high. So I'm still very skeptical about SoFi. I liked it at first, a few weeks ago, but now I'm kind of like, But like I said, anything's possible, and we could be having just a double bottom, right? This could just be a mean double bottom here, right? Break out in the zone, right? We could just be in the sideways zone for now, right? Just doing some chop, fake out, right? Basically the same thing. How I teach y'all how to trade with the chop, like how to trade with the traps and stuff like that, right? You trade with the traps. You don't trade against them, right? Like XPX2. Yeah, I got you. SPX is damn near the same thing as SPY. It's just different numbers. But yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like this chop, you really just gotta let these kind of things play out. You know what I'm saying? Because at any moment it could just break to either side. So you'd rather just, best bet be probably just wait for this one. Let that thing kind of do its thing. But yeah, you do got this little small little wedge right here. So if you can break out, what's today? Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. So yeah, you could do it like today. If it breaks over this 17, right, you could attempt to get that push back up, right? You got $18 all the way up to the top of that 1925 range. So you really just gotta be patient with this one because like I said, it looked better the first time, but it didn't pop. So it's kind of like, you wanna, right? Once you remember, don't diddle in the middle, right? We don't diddle in the middle. If it's in the middle of a range and it's just doing this, there's other tickers to trade. You know what I'm saying? Rather than trying to trade something that's kind of pinned, you can just set alerts at the bottom of the range, set alerts at the top of the range, walk away, right? Go trade something else. SPX, I'll look at this real quick. Yeah, of course. SPX, like I said, SPX is the same thing as SPY, right? We're in the same area. Or we're trying to decide, is this a bear trap, right? Remember how I teach y'all about bear traps? I really only trade SPX end of day. Oh, yes, sir. We call SPX end of day 1 minute. This was like 120-some%. But yeah, so look, this is how you identify whether it's a bear trap or not. And hopefully by the end of today, we do have a better outlook. So bear traps, right? They trend up, normal bull trend, and then what? Boom, they take out one of the swing low, maybe both, right? They take them out. Now everybody's freaking out, like, oh, we're going down. But it can't go down, right? It just won't go down. So all the shorts, the new shorts who are down here, they're like getting frustrated, keeping stopped out. Eventually it's gonna squeeze, ruin all the short stop loss, right? Stop loss is just gone. And then at that point we retest. And then if it's a true bear trap, we'll squeeze back up, right? Kind of like this, right? We'll get this squeeze back up. It has to hold though, right? And then take out whatever the recent, swing high, stuff like that. And then our target, if it is just truly bullish, is always a new high. You know what I'm saying? That's just how you play those. And they're so much easier to see on a smaller time frame. Let's see if we can find one on like a 30 or 15. Let me see. Oh yeah, this would be a smaller one. So this would be like a smaller intraday type bear trap, right? You have the trend up, trend is up, very nice. Boom, trending up, and boom, what happened? It takes out that swing. Now everybody's truly bearish, right? Everybody's like, oh man, it's time to dump. But does it truly dump? No, it chops, it's stopping all the shorts out, right? They're trying to make it go lower, but it just keeps popping. Then eventually they squeeze it right back up. Where's the target? New high, right? So that's basically the outlook for the overall move, right? You see how that kind of mirrors the same thing, right? You have mini bear trap here, right? Mini bear trap, easier to see. Like I said, they're always easier to see on the smaller time frames. When it comes to the bigger time frames, it's a lot scarier because everybody's freaking out, right? Everybody's panicking. Everybody's like, oh, it's taking too long. I don't know, But that's how the dice rolls, right? If it's gonna be a bigger time frame, it's gonna take more time. So you just have to be patient with it. You feel what I'm saying? You can't rush these things. Nobody cares what we want. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the market. I don't have a direct line. I can't just be like, yo, market makers, let me stop playing, man. I wish, but it's just not how the dice roll, man. So yeah, basically all we got to see today is if we truly hold, right? We're probably gapping up a little bit. Do we hold today's close and get a push back over, this level that we broke from? Basically the same thing on SPY, right? Go to the hourly. Move the SMAs real quick. We don't need those, right? Basically this level right here where we have this alert at. We get above this, it's game time. I'll be interested then. Right, but then even then, you still have a major resistance up here, 744. That's why when I dropped this in the chat, I said, our main target for the upside is 744, but I'm not gonna long into 744. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be taking profit into 744 because there will be an initial pullback. Right? What do we do? How do we know what the market's gonna do? We look left. Right? When in doubt, zoom out. Always look left. Looking left will show you, hey, what do we have? What happened last time we were here? And what happened? Last time we were here, this is where we dumped from. So this is why when we came back, we dumped, right? It's not because, we're just selling off. No, this is good. I would rather see this happen now, than during the market. Because, if they chop today, it could take forever. They could just do like this all day. I don't know. But, yeah, we're really going to be watching this SPACEX as well. Let me see. SPACEX. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that open. Mind you, we don't like to trade in the first 30 minutes anyway, right? You gotta let it settle. You have to let it settle. Like I tell all my students, if you're playing Wheel of Fortune, right? It's my favorite analogy. You playing Wheel of Fortune, you see them boxes up there, you're not gonna go up there and be like, I'd like to solve. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that. You're gonna spin the wheel, right? You're gonna wait till some letters go up there, right? You're gonna be like, all right, cool. We got some letters, a 3-letter word, or could be bar, could be car. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a better outlook on what it could be before you guess what the word is, right? So that's how you trade the market. You don't just, market's open, high volatility, let's trade. No. I don't care what any YouTuber says. No, they're not going to convince me that they're 100% profitable from trading the open every single morning. No, I've seen way too many professional traders on YouTube get absolutely smoked trying to live trade the open. That makes no sense. Right? Because this is where all the traps lie. I talk about this every day. This is where all the traps lie, early in the morning, right? If you're gonna get faked out, it's gonna happen in the morning, right? It's not gonna happen once the move's already established, right? Most times the market will stick to what it's gonna do. Look at this, perfect example. First move, fake out to the upside. Secondary fake out to the upside. So you got a double fake out, trapping bulls in here, right? You go down, then you trap more, and then you finally get the breakdown, retest, continuation. So this is after 2 traps, right? But if you were just patient and waited, you wouldn't have to waste your buying power. You wouldn't have to sit there and be like, oh, what do I do? Bro, relax. I tell all my students, bro, you will never miss, a true trade, right? You might miss a move, yes, of course, right? We all miss moves, right? I missed most of this huge dump, right? I got a piece of it, but I didn't catch all of it, right? Most people missed this pump yesterday. It's fine. It's okay if you miss a move. There's always going to be another one, right? The market will always give you another setup. You just got to wait for it, You can't just force the market and be like, oh, well, I missed this one. I got to get into something. No. If there's another trade, the market will present itself. Yesterday, this is why we bought those extended calls, right? I said, hey, if we can hold this level on this dip, we're going long again, right? And then what happened? We held the dip. We bought some calls for next Friday, 460s. Boom, we get a 95% on them. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I ended up swinging some as well, just because. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have that FOMO, right? Because FOMO isn't real. It's all mental, right? Fear of missing out. What are you missing out on? One trade. Market's open every day. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these opportunities to make bankroll, right? Who cares? a lot of people missed most of this stuff, right? A lot of people didn't swing calls with me. A lot of people didn't swing those calls when we were swinging calls down here, right? When I first started back on YouTube, you go back and look at my first video. We were down here in the dumps, and I was saying, hey, buy this up. We're going to buy this up. A lot of people were like, nah, you're crazy. We're not buying this up. They missed this. I'm like, buy some more. They're like, nah, buy some more. You know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be moves, even if you miss major moves or, oh, man, I missed that big trade. Bro, it's fine. It's fine. There's always going to be more, right? Market is open. All right. Let's see the SPACEX. Come on. Letting them off. SPCX. Let's see this SPACEX, baby. Now I don't want to load. It says no data. Is it not open yet? Oh, at 10. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, hold on. Okay. That makes sense. All right, SPY. Can you look at SPX? Hood. Oh, I think I looked at Hood yesterday. Well, while we wait for this, let's look at Hood. Yeah, man, but that's what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the market is never hard to trade unless you make it hard to trade, right? Trading is the easy part. It's the mentality behind it, right? It's keeping the money that you made. It's not making dumb choices. It's, not revenge trade. It's all those things that make it hard. When you have a red day, how you respond to a red day is how, you know what I'm saying? That's what really truly tells you, okay, like, damn, this is what makes it hard. But trading itself is not hard. Oh, I was like, what was that box for? That was that gap. Okay, yeah. So basically what I was saying for Hood, if Hood can go ahead and clear, I thought it was right. If Hood can go ahead and clear, it's 95, we have this huge gap all the way up to 99. So if today is a push type of day, if today's one of those days and everything just pushes, then, you might get that. But if it doesn't clear, you got to be careful, right? Even though it looks like a perfectly good cup and handle, it does. Looks like a perfect, all right. So if Hood calls, what indicators are you using? I just use the SMAs, daily SMAs, the 5 and the 20. I struggle to find good support resistance too. I don't know what to do. So basically, when you're looking for your support and resistance, right, you're gonna have to start with your higher time frames. You got to start with the higher time frames, right? You zoom out, you find you some daily levels, right? You zoom into the 4. Turn your extended hours on. Remember, extended hours are very important. I don't care if nobody tells you, oh, extended hours doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because when we were trading at all-time highs, what levels did you have? Nothing. You had no levels. So what did you have to use? Extended hours. And we absolutely banked every single time we traded at all-time highs. Every single time, because the market will always give you some information overnight. When we traded this, right, all we had to do was literally, look, we had the breakout. The breakout, right, retest, bought calls, bang, easy. One trade and done, right? Remember, the market's not going to give you 100 setups a day. It's not. It may give you 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? It may, and if it's a trend day, you might get a couple entries, but it's never just going to be like, here's 10 great trades today. It's not how this works. Top of the morning, coach. What's popping, brother? Yeah, we waiting for everything to settle right now. SPYs go ahead and come down. Remember, that's what I said. We need SPY. That's why I said anywhere that holds this 5-day SMA, I don't mind the pullback, right? I don't mind it at all because we broke from here. So anywhere that comes down here, I'm not tripping. I'm not mad at it. I actually would prefer it to come down, just so we can. Oh snap! Hold on, my phone. Ah. I forgot I made some calls. Had to sell my calls. Oh, my fault. I'm like, what am I missing? That's what it was. I'm like, oh, my calls. Had to trim some of those off. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Basically, when it comes to this, bro, it's literally just a matter of you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really it. It's just a matter of you. Are you really gonna, you know what I'm saying, take the time? Are you gonna be patient? Are you gonna let things play out? Or are you just gonna keep gambling? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna keep, oh well, I see this big red candle. I gotta go short. I gotta see. You know what I'm saying? You just keep chasing candles. You cannot chase candles. You have to wait for the setup, right? Setup down here. You had the chop, double bottom, boom, entry. Even if you waited here to get in, right? You still had a nice little target, upper target, breakout, retest, bang, gap up. So now all we have to do now is just watch for previous day's close, which is basically what we're doing now. So if we hold previous day's close, which it looks like it's doing now, this is what you want to see. I want to see it take out these candles. I'm tired of these daily candles, bro. They need to get up out this range. We've been inside this daily candle for how long now? But like I said, I wouldn't mind it testing the bottom of the channel, you know, which is also the 5 as well. And then maybe yes, getting a pop if we don't pop now. But let's go ahead and put a little trigger. Mind you, we still have some of those calls for next week, right? We bought them down here, so they're good. It don't really matter what happens in the market. Those would be pretty good, unless they just, of course, ruin the whole vibe and everything just goes to shit. I hope it doesn't. I don't see that happening, but you know, anything's possible. All right. Let's check VIX while we wait. Remember, VIX is just your volatility index, right? If it comes down, it's probably good for our calls, right? If it starts going up, expect some volatility. DXY, the dollar. Dollars also goes hand in hand, right? The dollar is the inverse of kind of like the stocks in general, right? When people go cash, when they're like, I don't know about this, I'm gonna go cash, and they sell their stocks and go cash, dollar goes up, right? When they're like, some good buying opportunity, they take their money from cash, they put it in the market, so the dollar goes down. So you kind of use that as like an inverse, you know what I'm saying? That way you kind of have both sides of the coin. Bro, I took the little, I took the top tab away from what's it called? You know how like on the MacBook when you don't have the little bar up here, it won't come back up. I did that for my bottom screen. This shit is annoying. All right, hold on. I'm just editing this thing real quick while we wait. Remember, patience is always going to be key. Remember, you don't have to rush. There's no rush. There's no rush. The more you wait, better it's going to be. You're going to be like, oh, hold on. This shit kind of easy. This shit ain't hard at all. You know? Every time I have like an experience with one of my students, I had a dude, oh, well, this is my phone right here. So I can't show y'all the message. But he was like, bro, like, thank you, man. It's my first green week, all green week. I've had all green days. And I'm telling him, like, bro, see, like, once you start seeing the results of your patience, you'll be like, oh, I don't know why I started rushing into trades in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Once you start to see that, dang, if I just sit and wait for the market to come to me, it pays, you know what I'm saying? And, like, that's why I be telling, like, you don't have to chase the money. You keep chasing money, you're going to chase candles because your brain's going to tell you you need whatever candle in order to make whatever money. So you can't think about the money. And I know it's tough for a lot of people, especially if you have, you know, a full-time job or you have, you know, responsibilities and stuff. I understand it's hard to just be like, oh, what do you mean don't chase the money? But that's just the reality of it all. You know, you chase money, it's just gonna, you know, it may not work the best for you, you know. So, you know, just be careful with it all. Did my link disappear? But yeah, so now we're just basically waiting to see if this holds, right? Seeing if this is a trap. This is a trap to trap all the shorts. And if it is, remember, this is previous day's close. So if we hold previous day's close, that's always your first step. Previous day's close, hold, right? We get a new high. We'll watch for the higher low. Probably take out the pre-market highs, and then we'll see if that happens. If not, downside, right? We have the 5 down here. We can see if it bounces off here, reclaim 738, or downside breaks down, retest, right, and then just floods back to that 731. So remember, you got to have a game plan for all sides, everything. You got to have basically no surprises, right? That's how you trade. You have your setup that you want, of course, right? The setup that I want is basically any dip buy into the 20, right? That's my setup that I'm watching for. But you still have to have a game plan, right? Most people go into it with one game plan. They'll go into a trade and be like, look, I want this. I'm only playing this. And then when it goes against them, right, they're like, what do I do, right? Then they start adding into their losses. They start burning more money, right? They start telling themselves that they see stuff that they really don't, you know. So you want to have a game plan for both sides. So that way, if it does go against you, or if you just, you know, like I said, we're waiting anyway. So if this just pile drives, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're not holding, we start to sell off. All right, cool. Guess we take some puts, you know what I'm saying, to the next level. But you got to have a game plan, you know, regardless of what your, you know, your mental bias is. We all have a mental bias. We all have, you know, whatever we kind of want it to do. But you know, the odds of it just doing what we want it to do is like slim to none. But let me see what we got going on today. Check the schedule. I think I'm pretty free today. But I've had like 3 or 4 mentorship classes a day. It's like, whew, boy, getting tired. All right, let me see. Any other tickers y'all want to look at while we wait for the big SPACEX, Mr. SPACEX? Mr. SPACEX. Let me check NVIDIA real quick. If NVIDIA starts popping, it should, man. I don't know what's been lagging with NVIDIA. But if NVIDIA, oh, hold on. Okay, NVIDIA actually does look very good. It's been in this falling wedge into the support for days, weeks. Yeah, so if this can pop, this might be good too. But really, NVIDIA is still scary though, right? Because NVIDIA is under, you know, that previous all-time high zone. So if it can't get back above that, that's gonna be my first step. Like, even though if it starts pushing, yes, it would look amazing. I need it to actually clear roughly 215-ish, you know, while we wait. Bye. Let's check it. I remember trading Baba when we were waiting for this breakout. Man, this was gorgeous. Right here. This is the last time I traded Baba. Right here. I was just waiting. Beautiful falling wedge. It took a while because we got in like here and then it came all the way back down. But then when it finally popped, it's the best feeling in the world. But now it seems like it's just on a nasty downtrend, right? Just like the rest of the market. But everything's kind of at this inflection point of basically saying, are we going to break this? Are we just going to, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to break this low? Or is this where we gather ourselves and bounce? Kind of like, you know, like over here, gather then bounce. You know what I'm saying? Is this going to be another one of those? So, yeah, everything's kind of in that weird, like, whew. Basically, like, if this thing don't go higher, it's getting a little scary. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely. What are you in? You looking for calls or puts? For Baba, because you know they be having that weird price action too. Baba will gap up crazy, and then by the morning it should be in hell. Yeah, Baba's already gapping down. It's already back here at support. Yeah, if it wants to come down into the same zone, this might be nasty. You might have a little head and shoulder setting up, right? This thing might be going low. Low. You just see SPY. Okay, yeah, so it is dumping, right? So cool. It's coming down, right? Coming down to our 5, coming down to the zone that we needed to come down in. Then we should have took some opening puts. That would have been fun. A little scalp to the downside, right? Remember, because we already had the tap of our level, right? It already happened overnight. And this is why I said you need your extended hours on, right? You have to see this, because if you didn't have this on, you're like, oh, why did it dump? Why is it dumping? It's profit taking. Look left. Remember, you know how many bears are sitting over here? You know how many how many people got stuck trying to buy in here? You know how many people bought in here thinking, okay, we're finally gonna break this time. We're finally gonna bounce and break this time. Finally gonna break in this time. And then they all got smacked. So of course there's gonna be some profit taking, right? Of course, that's just how the market works. That's why I said you don't long into these resistance areas. You take profit into these resistance areas. Did you pay for the daily SMA indicators? Because I can't find it. No. This is free trading view. I'm not paying for this. Yeah, you're not gonna pay for this shit. This shit free. Yeah, this is free. And look, you know it's free because I can only use 2 indicators at a time. I can't use like all the indicators. Yeah, no, that's the free one. I really don't even need volume. I prefer view up over volume. Yeah, see, they be trying to get me. BX trender, basically just a short-term trend. All right, turn my view up back on. There we go. All right, so now we are at the 5, all right? We're at the 5-day SMA. This is going to be our true test, right? If we do dip below, basically, I'm just gonna be waiting to see if we reject it, right? Because remember, we need both things, right? You need a break and retest and continuation, or else you're gonna get a break, retest, no continuation trap, right? So remember, you need that retest. Ooh, Bears came out to play today. 15 minutes down. All right, cool. Yeah, these what's the name for the DSMA? It's literally just SMAs. Like you just go type in SMAs. It's just SMAs. It's not a special indicator. It's literally just moving averages. You type in daily SMA. There's a million. Like there's literally hundreds and hundreds of hundreds. It doesn't matter which one you pick. It's literally just the SMA. Not smart money, but moving average. You can type in daily moving average. You can type in anything, right? But this is just a 5 and a 20. So it's not like a specific indicator or nothing like that. No, it's just, this is it. All right. What time does this come out? Y'all said 10? Oh, yeah, see? Baba's already starting to, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, no. A cat in here yelling. What happened, baby? Huh? Yeah, see, it's already starting to come down. Everything's starting to come down. What else are we supposed to be looking at? What other tickets y'all want me to look at? I hate the fact that, bro, I downloaded this new iOS 27. It's so buggy. It's so buggy. Yeah, it's just so buggy. All right. We still got, what, 12 minutes before this shit pop off? Incoming call. What day is it? June 12th? Oh, snap. Did I have an appointment today? Uh-oh. Might be cooked, chat. I think I just missed an appointment. We are selling off right now. Yes, we are. But, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily call this a sell-off crazy. Mind you, this is the close of the day right here, right? So technically we're only down, from yesterday, we're only down, what? $2, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, we're at the 5, so I'm not, right, don't panic. Remember, just because you see a giant red candle, it doesn't necessarily mean that more giant red candles will always follow, you know what I'm saying? It just means, it's just open dry, right? It had sellers off the open, it just is what it is, right? We've seen days where the market will have the huge candle and then not do shit for the rest of the day, right? We've seen it do that all the time. So, you can't really take each candle into consideration, right? You have to take the overall picture, overall outlook. So basically, I'm just setting an alert here, see if we became VWAP at any point. And then just look around, shop around, see what we can find. What was it? PEP. PEP. Oh, yeah. The doctor's going to be like, do you have an appointment? No. All right, PEP. Have I traded this before? I think, somebody probably asked me to trade this before. Oh, yeah, well, we did take those shorts. I remember that. Pepsi. What is this for? I mean, making stuff I don't remember. Oh, this is the golden pocket. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, somebody asked me about this before. Basically, we were talking about the rejection down here into this golden pocket and basically saying that if this golden pocket does hold, right, obviously you don't want it to go lower than this. But if the golden pocket does hold, buyers may start to buy it back up off of here. But if it doesn't, then yeah, let it go ahead and fade. If you're looking for the downside, like I said, you'll be straight. But yeah, let's check on the intraday. Intraday, yeah, everything's kind of getting the same pull. Oh, I thought I got an alert. I was like, that fast? Yeah, so everything's kind of pulling back. Remember, when you start seeing it go sideways, you really just got to let it decide which way it's going to go, right? If it wants to break down, it'll break down and retest, and it will continue, right? Look, see? Break down, retest, no continue, right? Breakout, retest, no continue, right? Breakout, retest, no continue. So you want to remember, you want to trade with the traps. So always expect the trap when it's inside of a sideways range, right? You never truly expect it to break out until it shows you, right? Remember, it will always show you. It'll be like, hey, this is real. How do you know it's real? It will truly break out. Remember, higher time frames, not the 5 minute, right? Not even really the 15. I want to see 30 or up, hold, break, retest, continue over the breakout. then I'll be like, okay, it's a true breakout, or vice versa, right? Breakdown. Let's say we push all the way. Let's say we have a crazy, kind of like this, crazy sell to the downside. I'm not gonna take that sell. I'm gonna wait for it to retest, right? And then if we roll and take out that, right? If we roll and take this out, then I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then we go to whatever our next level is. So yeah, you never want to trade those fake outs because that, it'll do you bad. Where would you take SPY puts? I'm not taking SPY puts. I'm not. That's just part of my game plan. I don't really like buying puts in a bull market because a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times it can be just very, very limited, right? But this is what I was talking about too. We have to be careful. Oh, if you were here earlier, you heard me talking about the possible bull traps, right? The same way we have bear traps, we have bull traps too, right? Same thing. What do? Can't take out that swing, make everybody convinced it's bullish, right? They should try a few times first to pop it. And then if they can't pop it, we'll probably roll back down, right? Because remember, we do have a mean gap down here. Let's go ahead and mark that gap. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, right here. Gap right here. Bang, right there. All right, so we do still have that gap down there. So if they do want to just use yesterday as some liquidity, and then Trump's like, no deal, and I'm going to attack Iran, it's over, we're going to bomb them, we're going to bomb Iran. If he wants to do all that, then hey, let it be. But like I said, let it try a few times first before we start talking about shorts, right? Because remember, we had such a bullish move yesterday that pullbacks are okay, right? As long as you're not pulling back like, look, this is the whole move up. As long as you're not pulling back like down here, right? Then that's kind of like, okay, that's a bit extended. You know what I'm saying? That's a bit much. But as far as this, is what it is. We got a little bump, we got a little low right here, we got a little high. Maybe it could be low right here. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, right? And even if it does come lower, we still have this major 731 we got to watch for. Now let's say we lose 731 and it's bad. Then, okay, yeah, we break down, retest this, we start to go lower. I might take some shorts at 724, right? Erase the whole move. I wouldn't be mad at that. Like I said, yeah, we made almost we did make over 100% on those calls, including today, right? So we're good. We got profit. It's no real issue. We're not any major plays right now anyway. Remember, I don't like trading that first 30. What was it? Can you chart path? Yeah, so like I said, man, just let this play out. Let it all, what Lil Wayne say? Let it all work out. Yeah, man. Remember, like I always say at the end of every video, trading is going to be as simple as you make it, right? If you complicate it, it's going to be complicated, right? If you just simplify it, look how simple it is when you don't have a million things on your chart, right? Get right here, break out, retest, break out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot more simple when you just relax, let it all play out, right? And you have your SMAs, everything is. Right, we're at the 5, so if we can't hold, it's gonna cook it, and then cool, then we just won't be long for now, right? It is what it is, right? It's not the end of the world. This is why I said you gotta have a game plan for either side. Remember, you can't just be like, okay, well I'm gonna only do this, or I'm gonna only do, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And by the way, while y'all here, man, go ahead and drop a like on the vid, man. Go ahead and hit the sub, because I've been sick the whole week, so that's why I haven't been coming live. But I'm on here now. Feeling a little better, so make sure you turn the notifications on, because I might just sporadically go live, like, oh, let me just, what I'm saying, path, let's use this one a little bit more direct. Yeah, we'll use this one. There you go. Oh, perfect, done. This is nice. Yeah, so if this 6 minutes left, if it holds, because remember, they're probably gonna try to close it maybe above here. Right, but if it doesn't and it just slices, you already have a lower target, right? Bottom of the range. But damn, what is path? UI path? What does that mean? What kind of stock is this? All right, yeah. So yeah, path. Yeah, it's already in this beautiful downtrend. This would have been a beautiful short though. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a very gorgeous short, right inside the range too. Yeah, this is gorgeous. I love when the markets just react to the just normal levels. I hate all that extra stuff. It'd be frustrating. Like, golly, man. Can we just have some normal PA? Right? So you are in this little range, this overall range. Right? There we go. Is this my blue light? Hold on. I have so many different chart modifications. Oh, this is my blue light. I like the dark one a little better. There we go. Different light settings, you know what I'm saying? Tempting shorts with SpaceX about to pull up. That's what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? Like, plus you got SpaceX. So is everything getting some liquidity? You know what I'm saying? Are they trying to trap people and then be like, SpaceX? Because I feel like, I don't know. It's a weird place to be in. Like if you're Elon, like if SpaceX tanks, oh, it's gonna be a PR nightmare. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a nightmare. Like, oh, Elon, SpaceX. Because remember when Trump dropped the what was it the Trump coin? When Trump did the Trump coin, that was terrible. Like that was terrible. It pumped, and then by the time everybody woke up trying to figure it out, it just liquidity. I was like, oh man. My neighbors were like, "You're a trader. Like, what should we do?" I said, "Do not buy that." And you have people like, "Yeah, you should buy it." I'm like, "Don't listen to them. I'm a full-time trader. They're not. Don't listen to them." I'm like, "We've seen this a million times." And it was during meme coin season. I'm like, "Bro, y'all, the president got us?" Oh no. So he could be using his liquidity. I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, dang, would you want that? You know what I'm saying? If you're Elon, you know these guys are very prideful. So would they really want that? Let's check Tesla while we wait. You know what I'm saying? Would you really want that? If you were him, like, would you want that disaster of IPO? But at the same time, if you buy it up, it's kind of like insider trading. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that works. I don't know. But it's like, it's your company, so it's like, is it insider trading? I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. What time it come out? In 4 minutes? It come out in 4 minutes? How's your trading view so expended? Expended? What you mean? What do you mean? Like, why is it like so big? I mean, maybe because I'm using a monitor, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm using a big, what is it, 36 inch monitor. Little, what is this? Little LG. Little LG. All right, so yeah, we'll watch the little IPO of SpaceX, and then I have to go live with my group. So I'll be transferring over there. All right, yeah. So Tesla, while we wait for that, Tesla's also in a weird spot, right? Because Tesla could just be, you know, in that same kind of falling wedge into support. You know what I'm saying? Because we did break out, but you know, Tesla just has such weird price action. You know what I'm saying? It's just be so weird. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird because certain levels will break. Like Tesla's probably one of the only tickers that I just don't trade unless it's Friday, because like unlike most, you know, tickers and stuff like that, you know, they will respect certain levels. They respect certain things. Oh, there we go. See, buying off that. That's why I said just give it some time. Be patient. That's why I said don't take those puts. But and if we go lower, we will break down, retest, and we will go lower from here, and we'll clear from there. Right? That's how you know whether we're going lower or not. Yeah. See, there you go. Right off of that 5. There we go on 5, and now we're. It says space stocks extend losses ahead of SpaceX NASDAQ debut. Whoo! I saw somebody put in like 60 grand worth of calls on SPCE. That shit's down 25%. I know their stomach is hurting. Why would you do that? That's nuts. Why would you do that? The big guy. That's crazy as hell. But group live, yeah, no. So I think there's let me check my thing. I think there should be a link in my fault, y'all. Oh yeah, it's in my it's in the description. So yeah, I'll be live. It's in the description. But like I said, y'all, make sure y'all like up the video. Yeah, pure gambling. Like, so yeah, I'll be live. Oh my God, I hear myself talking. There we go. All right, I gotta tell everybody live in 15. There we go. Live in 15. Yeah. No, so the link is in the description of this video. Click the description. That's where I'm going live at. My boy Frank got me going live with Cobb's Capital, the gang, right? And then yeah, but this is what I want to see for SPY, right? I want to see, but like I said, we got this IPO. Ooh. It's about to come out now, like at 9. Is it 9? I'm trying to figure out if it's 9 my time or 10. Like, is it 10 Eastern? If it's 10 Eastern, that means it's about to be right now. It should be. 10 EST. Okay, so like right now. Okay. Let's see what we can do in a minute. I ain't been broke in a minute. Goodness, man. It's the worst cough ever. I hate it. It's like one of them dry coughs, bro. All right. Where y'all at? Not path. Where is it at? Let me see. Hold on. IPO could drag before they launch too. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, let me check Twitter real quick. Oh yeah, nothing yet. It says IPO will be quoted at 9:50 Eastern today and begin trading at 10 a.m. Eastern. Currently, the stock is okay. This was 2 minutes ago. Breaking the SPACEX. Oh, SPY? Ah, okay. Hey. All right, let me see what SPY talking about. Got that alert, cross back up. You see how, that's what I mean by, when you wait for something, you don't have to rush it, just let it play out. And then if we can hold VWAP, right? Let's say we've already cracked it, so now we need to close above. If we close above, we retest, we hold, we go higher. That's just how the game goes, And you just play it from there. Right? You keep it simple. You keep the game plan simple, right? You don't stress, don't worry about it. If it's gonna play, it's gonna play. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really have to be like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna do this? Is it gonna do this? We don't know, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows. But I tell you what, I do know. Calls off that low going crazy. That's what I do know. Off the 5, like we talked about earlier. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So all you gotta do, honestly, like I said, just let, I'd probably do I'd buy time, right, on these calls. Set an alert a high day, let it play out if it does. Why does it say SpaceX $10 and then why does it say SpaceX over here? That's weird. Believe it or not, calls. It's so crazy. Look, I told people that what day was that? Where's the? Oh, I'm like, why does it look like this? Extended hours. There we go. Look over here. At the end of the day, they were like, Iran's bombing, U.S. is bombing, everybody's bombing. I said, believe it or not, calls. Believe it or not, calls. And then look, how do we know to go long? We already had a low set, right? We already made a new high. So all we had to do was find some sort of lower high above this. So when it came down to it, it was like, okay, cool, pretty easy. Bink. So same rules apply. All we're basically doing is waiting to see, does this close? Remember, you have to wait for the close. Does it close above, right, VWAP? Remember, we already got the bounce off the 5. Now we needed to continue, close off VWAP, right, reclaim pre-market lows, right? And then we have to also reclaim previous day's close. So kind of where we are now. So we need to reclaim previous day's close on a 15, 30-ish minute close. If we do that, yes, I'm going long. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we already had a bullish move up into the end of the day. Where's 3 o'clock? Right there, right? So boom, mark that, right? Label it PDC, previous day's close, bang. So this is your main level, your line in the sand for today, right? Obviously let it close, right? It looks good, right? Let's show you the 5, see how it's looking. We got a minute left. It looks good, right? It looks good, but remember, don't fall for the traps. It has to close above, right? Any kind of holdover, we're golden. Right back up to this upside, you feel what I'm saying? So this is why it's cool. I already got some down here. But yeah, like I said, I have time. I'm not necessarily looking to scalp this yet, Oh, okay. That's how y'all want to do? Y'all want to push? All right, I'm with that. But yeah, like I said, we bought calls yesterday down here. Me and the boys, we bought calls down here. But yeah. So yeah, we're still waiting on this. At least give us like one candle. Just one. Just give us like a starter candle. I just want to see it. I'm gonna play some real music. It's kind of making me tired. The World Cup, bro. So the World Cup's happening here in Houston, and yeah, they're decorating downtown. Everywhere you look, it's just flags. You got this. They decorated the whole in front of my condo. They have like all these big things because the main all the events and stuff are on the road that I live on downtown. So everything is just decorated. It's actually pretty dope, man. I'm excited to see how this weekend goes. I'm not even really a fan of soccer. I didn't really grow up watching it. I don't know much about it. You know, I don't know the rules and stuff like that. But I love the atmosphere, man. I love the different cultures coming together. You know, so I love it all. Y'all know it. Y'all know who I was going for yesterday. Y'all know who I was going for. Yeah, y'all know who I was going for. But yeah, I put in some parlays. Those hit too. So I'm like, let's go. But yeah, they better do something quick. They better do this quick. It's taking too long. Elon already effing up. You hear that? See, they out there celebrating already. It's so funny, bro. Like, I'll be like, what's that noise? They always doing something downtown. There's always something going on. First indication as the NASDAQ window opens. Details includes first indications are coming out at $175 per share. This implies a 30% jump from the $135 per share offer price. The IPO has drawn $350 billion in total demand, $250 billion in institutional demand. 70% of shares sold to institutions were allocated to long-only investors. I saw that. I saw somebody saying like, oh, you have to hold this for 30 days or something like that about a specific IPO. I'm like, why you want to tell me what I got to hold my money when I pay for it? Ah, look at SPY. See, this is what I tell y'all. Keep it simple, right? My boy was like, hey, should we take some puts? I'm like, believe it or not, gang, calls. Remember, off the 5, off the bottom of our what? Zone. We're already in it. Now we take out that high. Where did I tell y'all we're coming? Where did I tell y'all we were coming? Right? We already talked about this. So when it plays out, you're like, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Trim some of those. Typical big IPOs, not facts. Yeah, but right, we got to clear this high. Everything's looking good. We got that close over, right? Look, and you got that retest. You got the close over VWAP and retested it real quick, and now we're pushing. What are we pushing back to? High of day, right? And what did we talk about at the beginning of the day? We said, hey, go to the daily chart, look and see. What do we have to hold? As long as we can hold the previous day's close, then there should be buyers off of that. We get above previous day's highs. Well, let's mark this too. PDH, previous day's highs. This is going to be our second line in the sand. Anywhere in between here, remember, if this, then that. If this holds, then we should go. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a two-step game plan. So if this holds, then we should go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, keep it simple. You know, it's always going to, like I said, it's as simple as you make it. If you complicate this, it's going to be complicated. If you zoom in too much, you're going to lose, right? If you're trying to trade the 1 minute all the time, you're probably going to lose, right? Because you see this big bearish move, you're like, all right, we're about to strike some shorts. You're green for like 2 minutes, then you chop, and then you get squeezed out. And now you're like, what the hell did I do, all right? And then see here, I took calls here, trimmed them up here at previous day's highs. That's it for my zeros. My fault, y'all. But, kind of hurt, dry coughs. But, yeah, remember, well, if you're new here, you probably don't remember. But if you aren't new here, I always say how whenever I take major positions, like down here, when I took my next week's calls, I will do zeros too. I'm not always just going to be heavy zero DTs because after years, you know what I'm saying, I've been burned a bunch by zero DTs. Like sometimes you'll be in the play and it'll be the right play, but it just takes a little longer, you know? So to protect yourself, protect myself, I just be like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to just, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to just go this route and I'm going to just buy time, right? Because then it allows you to relax, right? Zen, we're chilling, you know what I'm saying? If you buy zeros, you're like, it's got to go right now. It's got to go. You know? So you don't want to be that person trying to stress and chase those zeros. So what I like to do, I will buy zeros, right? I bought zeros off the 5, and I bought I bought some more at the time, right? We sold the ones we got from yesterday. We sold those at open, and then yeah. So then we flipped, bought some zeros and bought time. So now that the zeros hit a nice little 20-30%, I can take those off the table quickly. You know what I'm saying? And that way now I have a cushion, you know, I have a little profit margin cushion to where even if, let's say we chop all day, right? Even if we chop all day, even if we don't go directly up, then the time that I bought for, you know, week out, then I'm not really necessarily going to be panicking like, oh man. But if you're in 0 DTs and it doesn't just continue to our target instantly, then you're like, oh shit, like why is this shit not going? You know what I'm saying? So you really need it to go break retest. And this is, like I said, our main target is the 20. So we went from the 5. Let's see if we can just give us a very simple, easy day. What did we talk about earlier in the day? Look, what do? We went and looked at every single Friday for the past how long? You get a move, you get a sweep. You get a move, you get a sweep. You get a move, you get a sweep. So what do? We got a move, we got a sweep of the low. So now we're getting the reverse move. Basically what we did up here, we swept, went the opposite way. What do? We swept, went the opposite way, right? So once you start to learn this shit, once you start to be like, oh, I see it, then, you know, like I said, it just pays to be patient. It pays to just be like, I'm chilling. I'm not gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? Do you have extended hours on your chart? My spot doesn't look the same. Yes. You need to have your extended hours on. You have to. You need that on there. You know what I'm saying? You need that on, because if you don't, then you're gonna miss out on key vital information. Perfect example today, right? Perfect example. We had this mean double top up here. Where? At previous resistance, right? We dumped from here. Look before, look left. We dumped from here. We dumped from here. So because of that, we already knew, hey, we're not taking this opening long. We needed to find support first before we take an opening long, because we're already up here at major resistance. So because we have the extended hours on, we see nice little double top, break down, open candle retest, dump, right? Break down, retest, dump. Now that we're back at it, now we can see if we can grab this liquidity, give us a nice little measured move, let's say here to here, put that above. First target would be the 20. Secondary target would be 748. Not to say that we get it today, but if we were to get back into this range, right? Get back to this range, break out, these would be our targets. Target 1, target 2. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you use ranges to identify where we're going to be going. But yeah, so we just need this to close, right? 3 minutes left. Like I said, you don't buy into these zones. You sell into this, right? So we sold into the push. Remember, previous day's high, because there's still an opportunity that SPACEX drops and then it's like, we're cooked. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But y'all got any more questions? You know, send me some questions, send me some charts real quick. I'm about to transfer from here to the Discord. So yeah, if you need anything real quick, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Charts, you know, questions, concerns, whatever. Yeah, let's see. Still nothing. Nope. Still nothing here. Goodness, man. These bad boys are still going up. That's nice. I love to see it. Love to see it. All right. We trim some of these. Other calls. All right. And then we have profit stops. So we're cooling. Let that green be green. I prefer profit stops over stops. What Discord are you going live in? It's in my description of the video. Check the description of the video. Going live with my boy Frank, with my guy, Mr. Frank, Mr. Cobb's Cap himself. Yeah, I'm about to go live over there in a few minutes. Yeah, if you click the description, it should say in the description which one I'm going in. Let me see if I can pull it up from here. Can I pull it up from here? Yeah. This is where I'm going. I'm going to my boy, Cobb's Capital. So that's where I'm going right now. But yeah, I'm not going like instantly. That's why I said if y'all have any more questions or anything, like, go ahead and let me know. Look, this is why I said we sell into the resistance, right? We don't buy into the resistance, you sell into it, right? Because look, even though we had 3 minutes left, it was all the way up here. In 2 minutes, you never know how the candles are gonna close, right? So this is why you wait for candles to close, because anything is possible, you know? Goodness gracious, man. But yeah, you know, let it all play out, let it all work out. Remember, it closed above. Now all we need is what? A retest. Hold that VWAP. VWAP scoop us up, right? We hold it, and then we should get a nice pop, and that'll be, you know, that'll be that. If not, we lose VWAP, lose previous day's close, lose the 5. Then that's when we start to think about a breakdown, retest, rollover, right? But like I said, you only need what? One really good trade a day off the 5, right? On 5. How much was that off the 5? I sold it 30%. That was $5 move. Damn. Yeah, I sold it for 30%. I'm like, damn, I probably should have held that all the way up to the highs. But anyway, like I said, it'll probably still be good for the upside. But yeah, man, y'all just be careful with this. I tried to wait till the IPO of whatchamacallit, but they're caught a ban on 1DT SPX off that move. That's what I'm seeing. My boy OB be catching it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I say once you figure it out, like it's not that hard for real. Once you figure it all out, and you're like, oh, hold on, this ain't that bad. This ain't that bad, right? Yeah, see, same targets. Everything's really matching up. I have 2 different charts because I have 2 different outlooks on different things. I have a higher time frame chart, and I have my intraday chart that I actually mark up every day. So I use different ones. But yeah, so we still got 2 hours left in this 4 hour. Anything's possible in this 4 hour. We want it to flip green, yes, but like I said, anything's possible. We don't know what it's gonna do. Remember, we're still in this range, but it does look good, right? We range, dump, and then we range here a little bit. I wouldn't be mad. That'd be an inverse head and shoulder if we can hold here. Break above the neckline, right? Break, retest, bang, target, back up to the highs, right? Shorts are already pissed, right? Shorts are already kind of like, everybody trying to short down here, cook. Try to short down here. Next day, gap up, cook. Try to short again, get some of that profit back. Squeeze, cooked. So, you gotta think about this like it was, like this is normal interactions. All right, 13 minutes left on this. This should be good. Like I said, I'm letting those calls go. And then, they're talking about the NASDAQ just said it anticipates SPACEX IPO to open for trading shortly. But anyway, like I said, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go over to Cobb's Cap. I'm gonna go live over there. So after that, I will be live back on here. So turn your notifications on. I don't know exactly what time that'll be. I might go get some lunch, go downstairs to the bar real quick, grab me some food. I don't know. But I will be back live on YouTube. So, subscribe, go ahead and drop the notifications. So that way you can see when I come back on. And then we'll probably catch some bangers for end of day. We love catching those bangers on SPX. We caught, what, 600% last time? 600%. We caught 100% yesterday in a minute. So, yeah, I love that end of day SPX. Oh, man, it's like this, but on crack. SPY's already easy to trade, but much less. There we go. See, first target hit, new high of day, right? And people over here freaking out. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not how you play the game. You getting calls if we close above? Oh, no, I'm already in calls. Yeah, I'm already in calls. I've been in calls since down here. Yeah, no, I'm already in calls. I bought more calls down here, yes. Let me see. And I sold all my zeros. I did leave a few though. Whoo! I didn't even peep. Yeah, but I'm let these runners run. Let them do their thing. Laser. Banger, baby. What are these? What is this? Let me see what strike this is. These are 750 June 15th. So this is my 1DTs. Mind you, I bought these down here. The zeros I bought that I sold for 30. Yeah, man. If I would have held the zeros, that probably been easy hundo. So yeah, I trimmed those at 45%. Like I said, we made new all-time highs. Oh no, my fault, not all-time highs. We made new high of day. Right? We still need this close, right? We still need to close, retest, take out that pre-market high. Then I'll probably trim some more, right? Unless it just goes wrong. But even if it does, that's why you have profit stops in place. Link isn't, yeah, I'm going live, link in the description. Hold on. I don't know how to spell. I'm going live, link in description. Pin. There we go. All right, yeah, so I'll give y'all a few minutes. Like, subscribe. Like I said, go ahead and lock it in. That way, when I do come back on here, be ready to catch some fire trades. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So when I come back on, y'all better be ready. I'm talking about everything up. Y'all got y'all phones up, whatever you got to do. Whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and have it locked in, ready to go, because y'all know I don't play. Y'all know I do not play. If you know me, you know I don't play when it comes to these charts, man. So yeah, I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm about to go live with the gang. And if you a part of the gang, I'm pretty sure a bunch of y'all already in there from Cobbs. I'll see y'all in like 25 seconds. See you.